Hello, everyone. I am extremely excited today because this is the first time since I started working at Loadmill that I have the opportunity to talk to a customer of mine, and not just a customer, someone that I think over a period of time has become a really good friend of me and Loadmill. Hi, Eyal.
Hi, Kanika, how are you?
I'm very, very good. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me.
Oh,
And for everyone watching this short podcast, I just wanted to share that Eyal works with LiveU and he leads their automation efforts. And so that people can know you a little more, because I know you really like automation, I have planned a quick rapid fire. So you don't have too much time to think about these questions and
okay.
you just have to answer like you always do. So let's start with an easy one. Where do you live?
I live in Alfei Menashe. It's near Kfar Saba in Israel.
Okay, well, what's the time for you right now?
The time now it's 2:15 p.m.
Okay, what's your automation style? You have four words and you have to pick from them: scrappy, stable, flaky, or AI.
AI.
Okay, what was your first framework? Like Selenium, Postman, JUnit, Cypress, first framework you ever used?
Postman.
Postman. Okay. So maybe the next question, I know the answer already. API tests or UI tests?
API by far.
Wonder why everyone in Loadmill likes AI. Okay, this one is cool because I will get to know what you like to eat. What is your preferred debugging snack? So when you are coding and you get stuck somewhere, you're writing automation or you're waiting for Yanir to tell you what to do, what do you eat?
Fruit.
Fruit. That's very healthy. You should see
Yes.
how much chocolate I have on my desk. Okay, so now that everyone knows you a little, tell us a little about automation at LiveU. What does automation mean at LiveU? Where are you guys? Like, what are you doing?
So just to be more accurate, LiveU is a big company, and we are a part of the MIS team. And the MIS team QA is a small team, manual usually, and the automation is actually a, a lifesaver for us in order to start our regression test, which is a lot of long business processes that are very difficult to do manually and takes a lot of time. Usually MIS, they deliver each week. We deliver. So the effort of regression was always very, very difficult for us. We had to skip a lot of tests and focus more on sanity. But I think that now automation will slowly, slowly take that away from us, and we'll run a lot of tests and to better our quality, especially when deliver every week.
Yes, and I think delivering every week and then making testing happen without automation is really difficult, and sort of with sanity you can only do as much. Um, I,
Especially MIS, it's a complex. We are working on like 4 or 5 system across. So business processes, they take a lot of time. So we can't cover everything when we do it manually.
and tell me one thing. A lot of people tell me when I speak with them, what is the need to test all these end-to-end business processes with automation, like or even manually? Why do you need to test the whole thing end to end? Maybe you could test like everything in components and assume that the whole thing works. I'm not, you know,
Well, you find out in production. Yes, sometimes, and there are so many examples. I think that any developer or QA that see that postcard knows you can touch something really really small and it shows really insignificant. But then when it comes to production and you didn't test, a full business flow can drop, and the customer can be very angry. And especially when you deliver live services, the customer stops getting them. So that can be catastrophically.
you,
So you
you
need
know,
to touch everything.
Eyal, this is one very important thing I want to say via this podcast is a lot of people worry about QAs or, even quality engineers, whatever you want to call them, not being relevant, in the future. Well, who's going to test the whole thing end to end? if it is not going to be the quality engineers? So I think what you've just said is so powerful, that if you have so many systems, how will you test them? And that is what is automation at LiveU. So tell us, before we uncover this a little more, you have been working with our team, and you've been doing some automation. What is life after getting automation, and especially what is life with Loadmill look like?
Well, I must say that we are only at the beginning and just started, but we already started to see the benefits of it. Our regression runs every day. It helps us stabilize our testing environment. We already started finding bugs during our regressions. Um, and I think that I think there is something special about when you have an outside tool that gives you the benefit, not just to run the regression. We use it actually in our manual test as well as a data prep test. So that really good for us in terms of we have a tool that if we need to prepare a data, and I think every QA knows that if you have like a really long scenario that he needs to prepare a lot of customers or whatever entities he's doing, it takes a lot of time out of his testing period. And now with our automation, we love it to press play and just wait for a few minutes and we have everything. Go eat a fruit or drink a coffee, and the system work for us. So it's nice. But we only just started with this. At the past, I used to code in PyTest, and there is no comparison for me
And
to.
and Eyal, what about how we do things, more than the tool, but more about the how? Why did you why did you choose this approach? There are so many ways of testing available today. Why did you choose the approach of Loadmill?
Oh, well, that's relate actually to the question you asked before. You say, am I UI or API test? So I
Yes.
tested a lot. I tested a lot of vendors. Some of them are UI with recording tools. Some of them are UI with like the simple language that is very, very progress now with the AIs. But I think that the best thing I liked about Loadmill is that they're testing UI without running the UI, which is very stable, and we see it now when we run our test. We see the stability of our automation, and I'm familiar with UI testing, and I know it's so the maintenance is just a big effort because UI tests they tend to fail more than especially more than API. And the solution that Loadmill have, I liked it better than all the other vendors that I saw. And I saw around, I think, 4 or 5 other vendors that runs a UI. And eventually, the decision we saw the speed, the stability of your system, and we decided to go with it.
Excellent, and we are very grateful that you decided to go with us. And again,
It is mutual. We are also very grateful that we found a solution like you provide. I must be honest.
yes, thank you. I appreciate the honesty, and not just on behalf of Loadmill, but I think all the um, founders or people who have built tools today, because there is a big wave where everyone thinks that now, because of AI, and I was having lunch with a very senior executive here in Australia, and he said, I have my Swagger and I have my cursor, and I can write all the tests using AI on my own. And you decided to go with the platform. And I just want to know, what for you were the benefits, because nobody take this, you can probably bring in a few people without thinking, because you know how that works, but people usually do a lot of thinking before you bring a platform. What do you think people should look for when they bring in a platform for automation?
Well, I can tell you what I thought for because I review all also the inner developer. And well, first of all, in cost. I mean, if I wanted to do in-house, I need to recruit automation developers. Um, when I pay for a tool outside, I pay a quarter of it. And second of all, I use my own team who already know the business better than any other developer I will have to recruit. And so, in matter of cost, in matter of the motivation I bring to my manual tester, which are grateful and they enjoy, and your tool is so easy to use, And they are doing automation and they are very pleased for it. They use it, run it, execute it, they develop in it. So I think that even if I will have to, let's say in theory, I will have to go to another company and they will ask me, okay, I want you to I want you to start automation here. I will not start in-house development. I will use an outside tool. I think it is better, especially when you are not dependent on a specific developer. I mean, just imagine someone develops for you so much and then he leaves the company and you need to replace it. Just as a manager, you know the price you pay for it. And when you have an outside tool, it will stay with your company forever, and you don't have to worry about the knowledge transfer and things like that. So cost, motivation to the team, there are so many benefits of not starting. I know a lot of automation developer will not be happy to hear that. It's not against them. I'm not against them. I'm not saying take a project that already built in-house and convert it. But if I had to choose to start a new project, I will not start in-house project.
And I am also very sure that not a lot of people will agree with you, but I think what you said with respect to like creating a business case, right? Like every organization can be different. Maybe for some people it is easier to bring in people, but I think what's important is to understand the cost aspect, which is a no-brainer. But you said something very nice, the manual testers that got to use a tool that they can learn and ramp up. And I think the world needs to appreciate what you have done as well. You could have just said, I don't care about my manual testers, but you decided to train them. You and LiveU decided to train them. So I think what you have done is commendable. Um, but you also know, Eyal, this year has been very challenging for quality engineering, and we are almost at the end of 2025, and we are getting into the new year. So what is important for you in 2026, and where do you want automation to go? And would you like to share something? And when you share that, it'll be great for people to sort of hear how does someone get started and then think about the future from you.
So I think that I'm already started thinking about the 2026 roadmap, because well, once you have the tool and you're experienced with it and you see its benefits, I must say that you are getting greedy a little bit because you want more and more and more, and and it's so easy to do it. So just compare it to a development. So that's like. Uh, far, far away because it's so easy to create new scenarios with the tool. So we want three things for 2026 in general that we are now working on the roadmap. One is we want to increase our coverage for the regression because, as I said, we want to run more and more to reduce our production bugs. Uh, the other uh, the other path is we want to involve our developers in their own unit test, on their own test, on their own development environment. So when we get their own developed, it will be with better quality. And also it will save us time to support them in preparing scenarios in development environments. And the last thing is we want to use, and this is something that I must say Loadmill is good with. We want to use it as data seeding in our testing environment. And Loadmill is not just automation, it also runs loads test. So we're going to use it. And we discovered it by mistake, actually, because we did not plan to run load test.
You're
One of
telling
our
you're
one of
telling the
our tester just cruised around and pressed, and then it started to, and we had like hundreds of customers in the environment. Um, yes.
if the world is will listen to this, they will realize how bad the sales team is that doesn't even show all the features.
Yeah. And that will actually will shorten our cycle in a time to market. Actually, if I have automation, I'm preparing the data using the automation, and the development is testing their own. So when I get a story, and instead of evaluating it in 3 or 4 points, I can evaluate in 1 point. So I can do more stories in my sprint. I can deliver faster, and without, of course, letting go the quality because the regression will always run and check it. So that's the 2026 vision.
Nice. I love your vision, and of course, we will support you in your vision. I also feel that unlike a lot of teams whose vision is to go fast, but forget about quality, I love how your entire team that we have met, including, Yaki, and everyone wants quality to be at the center. So it's great to work with such a team. We wish the entire team of LiveU and you great success, and really excited to support everything you will do. So on that note, thank you for talking to me, and behalakha.
בהצלחה.
Okay, I will get it better next time.
Okay.
Good luck, Eyal. Nice to have you.
Thank you, Kanika. Nice to be here.